You are now entering the Popcult layer, an unknown zone with doors unlocked. A dimensional trip into a geek sanctuary. Follow me into the occult toy box.
How do you fight someone like that?
Simpler than I've made it. There's nothing wrong with the Joker that I can't fix with my hands. Today in the Occult Toy Box, we have Mattel's DC Comics Multiverse, The Dark Knight Returns, Carrie Kelly as Robin. Every Batman collection needs a Carrie Kelly action figure, and up to this point, I believe we've only had the DC Direct toy. So it's very exciting to see her live again in the toy world. A 13-year-old girl who distracts the mutant leader in Gotham to help save Batman and later become his partner. Or as Batman quotes, "Good soldier." A very old and retired Batman seeks comfort in Carrie. He misses what it's like to have a boy, or in this case, the very first girl wonder. And we see a fathering dynamic as if she were his daughter. Every Robin has their uniqueness, and Carrie Kelly is definitely worthy and memorable to don the Robin suit. As we saw with the armored Batman DKR figure, we got the collect and connect head and waist of the New 52 Doomsday. With Robin, we get his left leg. Now let's take an in-depth look at this second attempt of a Carrie Kelly action figure. DC Direct made an amazing figure many moons ago that was perfectly sculpted, but the downside of that line was its limited articulation. So the benefit with this new DKR Robin is her posabilities. First thing to notice is how great this toy looks with her 80s Flock of Seagulls hairstyle to her giant green goggles. Mattel did an excellent job with the cosmetics. Her ball-jointed head spins fully, but her cape around her neck hinders her to look up and down. Her arms are ball-jointed as well as her elbows, and her wrists can spin. Robin's cape and shirt bottom is made of soft plastic. This is great because it does not interfere with her posing. I do wish these action figures came with interchangeable capes, like a windblown cape, or if you just wanted to remove it, that would be nice. Her legs are ball jointed and have swivel movements on her thighs. The long bottom shirt kind of hides that line in the sculpt, which is really cool. Her knees bend and her ankles rock only up and down. Robin's waist spins, but like armored Batman, there is no ab crunch. Since Carrie Kelly is a young acrobatic teenager, it's important that the articulation in her legs are made well, so you can pose the toy in dynamic poses. And Mattel did fairly well. I have to mention the scale. Most of Mattel's line of toys aren't really scaled accurately. And that's just a little nitpick that could be annoying. But this Robin has a teenager sculpt and is perfectly in height with Batman, so thumbs up to Mattel. I'll show a side-by-side comparison to the Dark Knight Returns Batman figure later in this video. Just like the armored Batman, Carrie Kelly gets one accessory, her Slingshot Weapon. Adding removable glasses or being able to see Carrie Kelly's eyes would have been a nice touch, but the slingshot is just as nice. Robin's slingshot is slightly oversized, and her right arm that can only hold it does not have a wide enough hole or hole that goes all the way through. This causes difficulty to put the slingshot in her hand. I don't mind the oversized slingshot, but I think a more open hand would have worked a bit easier. They did include a holster on her belt to hold her slingshot, which they should have also included with Batman's utility belt, but again, the oversized slingshot isn't made to fit properly. Once you get it to stay, it does look cool on her belt. A bit cartoony, which I like. Overall, this version of Carrie Kelly as Robin is a knockout of the ballpark with an approval Dark Knight Returns baseball bat. I love both the DC Direct DKR Robin and this new one. They both have differences that are both awesome, and I appreciate Mattel's love to honor the Dark Knight Returns. Sure, I would have added more accessories like interchangeable hands and removable goggles, but those are minor on my wish list. you can finally get Robin to pose in a bunch of rad stances. And displaying her with the Dark Knight himself looks incredible. He'll still be weak between the nuke and so little sunlight. Just how weak we'll see when he finds my first surprise.
Yeah, but how long you expect to last against him?
Long enough.
Boss, I'm trying to get the plan here. I mean, you gonna die tonight or what?
Figure I will. I'm giving Mattel's stab at the DC Comics Multiverse Dark Knight Returns Carrie Kelly as Robin an 8 out of 10 slingshots and batarangs. The Earth 23 Superman, DKR Armored Batman, and Carrie Kelly as Robin are my favorite out of Mattel's whole DC toy line. Even the classics maybe. If they keep diving deep into the DC Universe lore, I'll be pleased. And if we ever get the new 52 Dial H toys made, I'll die happy. Here's to crossing my fingers for an Open Window Man, or the Centipede, or even Nelson as the Flash. There's honestly an infinite amount of characters that live in the multiverse, so any character is possible. I just hope we don't get the same characters all the time. It's now time to close and lock up the Pop Cult Lair for today, but subscribe so you can re-enter for another episode of the Pop Cult Lair.